What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you're new here, and welcome back if you're a part of my army. My name is Naya, aka the General. Shout out to your girl, okay? The General. Hello. In today's video, it is going to be a chit chat. If you saw by the title, you know, and you're here because you need to answer God's call. And you know, I've been led to make this video, and I feel like this kind of video is very important that I have on my channel, because I really want to build a community with you guys, and I feel like this community that we have is super important, especially since I'm taking y'all along the journey of me making something so near and dear to my heart. So if you're new here and you don't know what my Vlogmas journey is about, it's about me making my first project, me documenting it and creating it, called Animal Planet. I am a rapper, and this project is so near and dear to my heart because I'm producing all the beats by myself. I'm writing everything by myself. I write everything by myself anyway. But and I'm recording everything by myself. Little no money, faith, God, and just God. That's all I got. So yeah, but I wanted to do this type of video because I wanted to really, you know, amplify our community and really just, you know, really get well acquainted with you guys on a personal level, because this whole journey of me making Animal Planet has been teaching me so much, and I swear it's only been a week. I started Vlogmas December 9th, and I believe today is the 18th. So in 9 days, in this short amount of time, I've learned so much. So yeah, I feel like this video is very needed for my other creatives who are doing something that God has called you to do, and you are feeling, you know, insecure about it, or you're still on the fence, or you're afraid, because I remember being in that position, and I'm currently still fighting to get out that position. And I feel like this is a part of the journey of me creating Animal Planet, having these conversations and being completely 100% transparent, open in where I'm at in my process, and how me stepping out on faith has led to me creating Animal Planet, and has led to me doing this YouTube channel, has led to me doing Vlogmas, has led to me, you know, just really walking out in the unknown. So let's get into the video. I wanted to name this title Answering God's Call because I know that it came to me, and I understand as a creative, I always say that when you are in a creative space, in a creative field, literally, it's no direct steps to this. When you want to be a lawyer, when you want to be a doctor, when you want to be in fields that require, you know, step-by-step transition, I'm not saying they're easier. I'm not saying that at all, because it takes hard work and dedication to achieve those milestones, to be a doctor, to be a lawyer, to be a scientist, XYZ. But what I will say is those pathways are very drawn out. You know what I'm saying? That takes a whole nother level of it out of the equation of you actually have to think and be intentional and actually hold yourself and just walk out on faith. If I wanted to be a doctor today, I know, okay, I have to go to undergrad, med school, clinicals. You know, I watched Little Grey's Anatomy. You know, they had to do their residency, you know, but that's step by step, okay? No shade to my doctors out there. No shade to my people who got the step by step. Y'all is lucky. I do admire y'all a lot. Y'all keep going, okay? But in the creative field, it's completely different, because you're literally just trying stuff and say, okay, that works. Okay, let me try that again. That didn't work that time? Okay, well, let me try another. Like, you're constantly having to go back to the drawing board, basically. And it could be super discouraging. It could be super stressful. It could be super, like, scary, too. And that's where I'm at in my creation and me making Animal Planet, and in my journey of being a creative. So, a little backstory on me. Right now, I'm in college. I'm 21 years old, girl. I'm just trying to figure it out. I currently go to Spelman, and I major in economics. Everybody always asks me, you know, what do you want to do, like, when you graduate? And I've always said, I want to be a rapper. Like, I want to be a rapper. I know I'm going to be an artist. I know I'm going to be in the entertainment field. Like, I know that's my calling. I know I'm going to be in that. I know I'm going to be using my voice in some way, shape, or form. I have a skill musically, and I love doing music, and that's where I'm going to be. I've always actually known that, but I was always so afraid of it. So yeah, I'm in college right now. This is my last year, my senior year. Your girl is about to graduate. I can't wait, baby. Oh Lord, I can't wait, but I also can't wait because, like I told you guys, I'm in a season of the unknown, which is very uncomfortable. And if you guys see me looking down, it's only because I have points that I want to make sure I hit and cover, because y'all know I be liking to talk. I'm a motor mouth. But I'm in a season of the unknown, and I'm in a season of, okay, Naya, you don't know what the F is about to go on. You don't really know you know what you want to do, and you're walking out on faith, but you are blindfolded, and all you really have is God's voice. That's all you really got to your name right now. And me being in this position, it's super humbling, number one. It's super uncomfortable. Uncomfortable, number two. And then number three is just teaching me so much about myself. So yeah, those 2 points. Like, it's super humbling, but it's also, teaching me about myself. And it's also just like confusing at the same time. But I feel like I know I'm doing the right thing. Okay, let's just take it all the way back. I've always known I wanted to do music. I always knew music was my passion and my calling. But during that time, like growing up, I was always so insecure about it. Like, I was just like, I'm not gonna do it. I really ran from it. Like, I just knew. I was just like, no, okay, I'm not gonna try. Even though I would go sneak and write in my car. I mean, not in my car. But yes, actually, I would go sneak and write in my car. Even before I had a car, I knew every music video. That's number one. I knew all the lyrics to the song. I would sneak when I was in high school, middle school, as long as I can remember, like riding the bus home, I will write in my notes. I have notes from literally probably like 2016, like, of me just writing in my notes. I've always had journals of me writing songs and stuff like that, but I was so like insecure about it. I was just like, you know what, I'm gonna stop. Like, maybe this is whack. Like, this is corny. You know what I'm saying? Being my biggest critic at the end of the day. And it wasn't until I got into college and I was just like, you know what? I went through a whole bunch of college, which I will be hearing through an Animal Planet. So y'all stay tuned so y'all can, get the experience, get the stories, and the good music, and watch the journey so y'all can see me making it. But yeah, I went through a very traumatic situation in college, and a couple actually. And one day I just came to the conclusion, like, something keeps coming back up. No matter how much I push this music stuff down, it just keeps coming back up. It just keeps coming back up. It's like every time I would get away from doing music, I will always feel guilty. I will always feel ashamed. I will always feel like something was missing. I will always feel unfulfilled. I used to do nails, and I started that business when I was 16 years old. I was making a lot of money. A lot of money for a 16-year-old. I will say. I had a whole boyfriend, going into college. I was making money going into college. Mind you, I still had my humbling experience and I had to build my clientele up, but I always, your girl was always stable in some way, shape, or form. And even then in college too, I freaking, what else did I do in college? I always had somewhere to stay. I ain't had no bills really. So like, all my money really came to me. I was always stable. I was straight. So when it finally clicked to me, like, and my life started to go, I was like, okay, well, at this point, I literally have nothing but God to lean on. And God is telling me to do something that I've literally been running away from my entire life. And it's not going anywhere. So I think I should just answer and see what he got to say. Okay. So that's where sophomore year in college, spring semester, I had dropped my first rap video on my Instagram. And it did really, really good. And I was just like, oh, like what? But I was still so like insecure about it, and I still wanted to like push it off and push it away. But that's what started my journey of literally answering God called. Even though I hung up, he called me again, and I hung up that time too. But he still called me again, okay? And now we're here. So right now, I'm currently in a season where I'm uncomfortable. I'm not stable as I would like to be, and I'm figuring it out. But I finally answered God's call, and I'm staying on the phone with him. So with me staying on the phone with him and answering his call, it is, I would say, this season of my life, although it is one of the most hectic and scariest time of my life, I have never felt so happy, so free, so fulfilled in my life, ever. Like, ever. Like, no, like, ever. Although I'm scared shitless. Yeah, so, boom. I'm in this uncomfortable season, but I'm chasing my dream. I'm doing something that makes absolutely no sense to anybody else if I tell them. It doesn't. Sometimes I wake up and it don't even make sense to me. It don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like the beauty in answering God's call is he's not going to tell you everything. That's the beauty in it, but it's also the scary part. It's beautiful because he's allowing you to build up that faith, to build up that trust, to build up that full dependency on him. Oh, Lord, I'm about to start talking there. Hold on now, y'all, because, Lord, I'm talking to me. Lord, it is beautiful because he is teaching you trust, faith, and dependency on him. Because, boo, when you answer that call and you go into uncharted territories of the unfreaking known, that's all you got. That's all. Dependent on you, boo, you cannot depend on yourself. I am literally learning in this season, like, I have to just depend on him. Outside of me, even with me, I still just have to depend on him. Like, you have to sow deep roots and stay planted in God. Like, you have to stay planted, deep roots. When I tell you deep roots. And I'm going through a lot of like changes within this season, in this period, in this season of uncomfortability, but I'm chasing my dreams. But also too, I'm walking out on faith. I've made my first YouTube channel. I've gotten my first apartment. And I'm doing everything I've literally prayed for. When I think even before I even went to college, before I went anywhere, I always told myself, and I always like told God, I literally pray like, God, when I get my first apartment, I don't want to live with nobody. I don't want to live with nobody. I want to see how it feels like to fully support myself, be alone, and actually know myself and learn myself. I don't want to forfeit this time. Boy, y'all, little did I know. Little did I freaking know. Little did I know. I'm literally living through that prayer right now. And it is scary. It is. But also, too, it is literally the most fulfilling time of my life ever. Like, I literally know myself. God is teaching me I have nobody to depend on but him. Outside of myself, it's but him, you know? And I'm literally learning myself. I'm learning my bad habits as well as my good habits. I know the things I want to stop, but also the things I want to keep going and to prosper and grow. I have my own studio on my place. Everything I've ever wanted, I have it here. But also, I'm in an uncomfortable spot because it's like, okay, I'm in college. You don't have a job yet. You want to do X, Y, and Z. You want to be a rapper. You want to do this too. But, you know, that's taking a little time. God said this was going to happen, but it ain't looking the way. Hold on. Wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? But although I'm in this time and I'm in this space, it's just like, wow, like, this is my prayer. And I feel like we let life sometimes, you know, well, the unknown sometimes and being in the wilderness really like take our joy away from us and what we want to do. Like, this is a prayer of mine, to be chasing my dream, to be being an artist, to have a YouTube channel, you know, at one point, like, I want to do something like this. And now I'm doing it. I'm making songs all on my own. I have the studio equipment all on my own. Like, God is piecing this together piece by piece. It's just because it's not happening at what I needed to happen at, or what I wanted to happen. What I can say is I have not went hungry. Everything I wanted to do, I have been able to do. God has been giving me my manna, my daily bread, like every single day. I have always been provided for. If I want to take a shower, I have water to take a shower. I have lights. I have a great, amazing bed that I sleep in. I'm okay, you know? Even though I'm uncomfortable, I'm okay. Like, and I feel like in a season of known and being in a season in uncomfortability and answering God's call to walk in the unknown, we scare ourselves and we forfeit the season because we are afraid. But even though it's uncomfortable and even though you are afraid, you owe yourself to keep going. You owe it to yourself to go after what you want to do. These are all tests. It's okay. It's all it is tests. And you're going to pass. You know, you're going to pass. And even if you don't get it right the first time, try again and try again. I have literally tried over 20 times. I told you guys, I've been on the phone with God and I'm hung up. Okay? Because what are you talking? Okay, I'll call you back. Okay? It's just be like that sometimes. But that's where God's grace, his mercy, his love comes in at, because he teaches us like, oh yeah, okay, cool. I'm gonna let you go do what you want to do, but I'm about to make all that work for your good when it backfire. Because you're going to learn a lesson at the end of the day, and you're going to learn why I'm right and why you can trust me. And that's where I'm at. What keeps me, you know, going through this process and what I'm learning in this process is like the beauty of God, number one. And then number two, the beauty of self-encouragement. Like, I have not got this process right of walking in the unknown. It's still things that I'm still, you know, battling within myself and trying to figure out within myself. Like, I don't have to have it all perfect. I don't have to have it all figured out. And for a long time, that's, you know, what I used to use as an excuse not to try. Or if I did try, I would just beat myself up because I'm not looking perfect and I'm not doing it a certain way. And this is wrong. And, you know, I was literally my biggest critic. And it's like, whoa there, Naya. God taught me like, whoa there, honey. Whoa. Why are you being so mean? Give yourself grace as I'm giving you. You just started. You're trying. You're doing life for the first time. You've never done life before. Give yourself time. You know, that's one of the lessons I've learned. And what's keeping me going is God's teaching me self-encouragement to keep going, to keep motivating myself to go, especially during this project, because I am tackling such a huge thing. And it is hard and it is difficult now that I'm in it, but it's not impossible. And I can only do it. I dang sure can't do it if I'm just being rude to myself, if I'm being mean to myself, if I'm putting myself down, if I'm treating myself in a bad manner. Like, who wants to go work for a boss every time you try to do something good, they still knocking you down? No one wants to work for them. So encourage yourself. You are in a season of the unknown. You are answering God's call. God doesn't tell you the whole plans, and you have to be okay with that. But through you being okay with that and you learning to be okay with that, you have to encourage yourself, because you are doing something that's uncomfortable. Me creating Animal Planet, me chasing my dreams, me being in my apartment, me in school and college about to graduate, all these things, I love them to death, but they make me feel uncomfortable. And that's okay. But when you feel uncomfortable, you have to encourage yourself to keep going, because you know ultimately this is going to work out for your benefit. This is going to help you in the long run. It's like going to the gym. When I first go to the gym, I don't like it. I don't like going to the gym. You know, I don't. It's not to where I get there and I encourage myself like to keep going and I'm boosting myself in the mirror like, oh yeah, it's up. Like, you have to look at whatever God's calling you to do that same way. You have to look at it that same way. Like, you might not see your results right now, but in later, you will. That overnight process is not an overnight thing. Everything I'm telling you guys in this video, I didn't learn this overnight. I've actually, like I told you, I hung up the phone, okay? I hung up that phone on God, and he called me right back. I hung up then and declined. Then he called me right back and FaceTimed me, okay? But that's okay. You waiting to see your results. You building up that patience to see that this is going to work out. I know it's not going to work out now, but I have faith of a mustard seed that it's going to grow. I have faith. That's all you need. A little bit of faith of the mustard seed, and you know it's going to grow. And I wanted to tell you guys some stuff that I've learned while being in college so far, and while on this journey too, of me answering God's call and me doing it while I am in college and while I am in a space where I still have other obligations and responsibilities. I feel like when I first answered God's call and while in college, he taught me a couple things. Number one, don't ever compare yourself. Ever compare yourself. When I first got to Spelman, I was very like, I was looking at everybody else's journey because I didn't come from that background. And I felt like I was an imposter because I came from a single mother household. My father was deceased. You know, a lot of my people, they're not, you know, I didn't come from money basically. A lot of Spelman girls did. They have that knowledge and those resources, but God showed me that although you started like this, you're not going to finish like this, number one. And number two, if I called you to a room, it's because I believe your voice is meant to be heard. You're not an imposter. And number three, most importantly, your journey is your journey. It's your journey. Nobody else's journey but yours. Own your journey. Why you wanna have a journey that looks like hers, or look like that person or that person? Why? Their journey's already taken. You need to figure out your journey, you know, and be proud of your journey. I've come a long way. Like, it was times when I was in middle school, child, I was getting put out of school left and right. And people do not know that. Like, people do not know how actually bad I was in school. When I was I think I stopped getting put out school in like high school. Shoot. To the point I was going to alternative school. Your girl was not like, you know, I was saying, you have to be proud of your progress. It doesn't matter how you start. You have to understand that wherever you're going, you belong there. If God has called you there, you belong there. Another thing I've learned in college is structure. Structure. I'm just gonna say structure. Get you some structure, get your routine. Get you some structure, get your routine, and stick to it as much as you can. Boom. That's all I'm gonna say. And then the last thing that I'm gonna say I've learned while being in college is give yourself grace. Give yourself grace to try. Like I told you guys before, God's been calling me to be a rapper. God's been calling me to do my music. God's been calling me to use my voice for so long, and I've always beat myself down, been my biggest critic to not do it. I've always kind of hid from it, or I compare myself, well, I'm not really maybe I can't really, people don't just become who they are. They take it. They literally say, this is me, this is who I am, and they continue to show up as that person each and every day. Simple. It's really that easy. You define who you are. Nobody started calling me a rapper before I started calling myself a rapper. Period. And that's literally the truth. No one is gonna say, oh, she's a rapper, and you're not rapping, and you don't present yourself as a rapper. No one gonna say, oh, he a YouTuber, and you don't YouTube. You don't present yourself as a YouTuber. No one says, oh, he's an artist and he draws, and you don't present yourself as a drawer. You have to put in that work, okay? You have to present yourself as who you are, how you want to show up. It's in your hands. And I think for a long time, I didn't get that either. But it's in your hands when answering God's call. If God is calling you to do something, you need to show up as that thing full-heartedly with faith, okay? It takes some time, but you need to fake it till you make it. You need to do it scared. If God is calling you to be the next fashion designer, oh, baby, you need to show up styling and profiling every day. You need to show up as what God is calling you to show up as. People don't just automatically give you a title. You have to give yourself a title and say, this is who I am. Period. As long as you address who you are, it don't matter about who else don't. You say who you are. The world doesn't dictate you. You dictate you. So with that being said, during this project of me doing Animal Planet and me vlogging this whole entire thing and me writing and producing all these songs, and this being like literally only like the start of my journey, I know by the time I graduate, because I am not going to quit. Quitting is not an option for me. Even if I fail, there's a difference between failing and quitting. Even if I fail, I know I'm going to dust myself off, get back up and say, oh, okay, what's next? And I know by the time I graduate, I'm going to be so further than where I am now. And I'm going to look at this video, I'm like, dang, girl, you did not quit. Like, you kept going, like, wow. You kept writing your music. I know by the time I graduate, I expect to have Animal Planet out. I expect to have a larger fan base than what I do now, a larger support, a community than what I do now, full of creatives and people who want to be in the creative field, because your gift will make room for you. It's enough out here for all of us. And full of people who genuinely love my music. Because I know my music is good. I know it is. You know what I'm saying? And I plan when I graduate that I'm doing shows. I'm on stage. And I'm, showing my face. And I'm really doing what I need to do. That's when I expect when I graduate. I expect to be a better creator than I am now. I expect to be creating freely. I expect for me to be farther in my journey. I expect for me to be using my voice and putting great music out there, and using my voice to just uplift and inspire others. And hopefully my journey helps the next person. And I'm still, believing in God. At the end of this, when I graduate, that Animal Planet is out. I'm doing shows. I'm furthering my career. I don't quit. I'm still doing it. And yeah, all because I answered God's call. And I didn't hang up this time. But thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully this video empowered you in some way, shape, or form. And I want to hear you guys' experiences and what you're going through right now. What do you think God's calling you to do? And comment below. And I hope that you answer that call, because you are capable of doing it. You can do anything you put your mind to. You can achieve it. Don't be your biggest critic. Give yourself grace and allow God to guide your steps. But you can't learn how to drive in a parked car. So boo, go drive that car and let God guide your steps. If you guys are interested in watching more of my journey of me creating Animal Planet, of us building a community of creatives and people who really like my music, and you want to see the rest of the creation of Animal Planet and my growth as an artist and a creative, please hit subscribe down below. I absolutely love you, and see you guys tomorrow.